Hello everyone and welcome back to Tech 5 Production. About 5 months ago, we did a review on the 1stPlayer MV5-T with its most standout feature being of that casing having a bezel-less aesthetic from two glass panel. And although there's somewhat of an ATX casing with the MV8, it didn't have the unique bezel-less look to it. So 1stPlayer bought us this. Here today, we'll be having a look at the 1stPlayer MI8, or also known as MIKU casing. The main similar thing that I have to say first is of course the bezel-less look of the MI8, giving it a mega view look to the inside. Oh wait, it's not called a mega view, but the same awesome way of having a great view to your inside of your PC will be here too. In terms of sizing, despite looking like it, the MI8 actually is not a dual chamber casing since the PSU is still located at the bottom of the casing. This makes it so that it won't really be as wide as most dual chamber casings, with the MI8 measuring at 450 by 245 by 475mm in dimension and weighing in at around 6.8 kilograms, making it quite similar in size to a lot of ATX casing that's actually out there in the market. In terms of aesthetic, I think the MI8 looks handsome since it has the bezel-less look to it, and it has a little touches here and there that makes it look a lot more premium, such as the air hole in the casing here being squared shape, and the riveting point and the screws provided for the PCIe screws here are also colored in silver to better fit the whole white aesthetic of this casing. All these little things makes it to have a great premium look to it. With that, what price point do you think the MI8 lands on? From the aesthetic alone, this looks like a very premium casing, so it's expected to have its price to be on the higher side, right? But no, the price is actually quite reasonable, with the black version of this casing priced at only at 289 ringgit, and the white variant over here is priced at 299 ringgit only. This pricing, however, doesn't come with any case fan, but in our country, Malaysia over here, I think certain seller may have options for you to top up for some case fans. So do check with your respective seller if you're planning to get your hands on this casing. For the dust filter, the top and back doesn't come with a dust filter due to the size of the vents being a lot finer. Thus, the mesh will somewhat act as a dust filter on its own. But the bottom does come with one, and the dust filter covers the whole bottom and it slides out easily. Lovely. Moving to the front, let's check out the I/O of the MI8. So you'll be getting your standard power button, reset button, a 3.5mm audio combo jack, a USB 3.0, and the always welcome USB Type-C, which is great to see in the casing of this price point. Now let's have a look on the inside of the MI8 and see what's it like to build. The internals of the MI8 is quite wide due to the unique layout, making it quite easy to have a build inside without much hassle. The part that surprised me a bit is the bottom area of the I/O cable, which I first thought would be quite tight, but turns out to be quite spacious and easy to maneuver around. And there's plenty of cable holes to easily hide your cables to the back of this casing. In terms of CPU cooler clearance, fan support, the MI8 is able to support air coolers of up to 180mm, so any air coolers won't really be an issue here. But if you're getting this casing, I think you're likely going for an AIO build, right? It's great that the MI8 allows for tons of fan to be installed, with the top supporting 3 120mm or 2 140mm fan, and supporting radiator size of up to 360mm. The side is able to support 3 120mm fan too, but it is unable to support 140mm fans, even though the website might say so, because there's no screw points for 140mm fan from what we checked over here. At the bottom, it's quite interesting here, as the fan that's not on the power supply shroud is able to go up to size of 140mm or the one that's above the power supply shroud are only able to go up to 120mm due to the space constraint over here. And at the back, it's able to support fans or radiator of up to 140mm. Other than that, you also get a small hole cut out of the power supply shroud area over here. So for you that's not using a fan on the power supply shroud area, you'll be able to connect your PCIe cable from there directly to your graphic card. For RAM clearance, the spacing for the RAM and AIO is quite spacious. So you really shouldn't have too many issues if you're going to use a 240 or a 360mm AIO. 280mm AIO could be quite tight though. Now finally, let's have a look at the back of the Mi8 and see the space for the cable management. For storage solution, the official site shows that it can support up to 2 3.5-inch hard drive and 1 2.5-inch SSD. But it seems that it's actually able to support up to 3 3.5-inch hard drive or 3 2.5-inch SSD, however you like to mix and match it. But if you plan to use 3 hard drives on the bar over here, the one that's near the power supply shroud area over here may be a bit tight due to the excess cable like we have over here. In terms of power supply sizes, the Mi8 support power supplies of up to 280mm, although it may be quite tight if you do want to use a bigger power supply, as the shroud is shorter than most casing over here due to the front layout of the casing. So that was the 1stPlayer Mi8. But before we end the review, we do have a few nitpicks to go through on this casing too. With the first being, despite having support for fans to be placed above the power supply shroud area over here, the screws for it are actually not provided. So you have to acquire the screws on your own. A bit odd decision there. And the other nitpick being that the Mi8, in Malaysia at least, absent with any case fan. Some shop may include a bundle where you can top up for a set of fan, so do keep your eyes out and double check with the seller first if you're in the market for the Mi8, as the default or original configuration in our country doesn't come with any included case fan. And that was our review for the 1stPlayer MIKU Mi8, a casing with great value, especially with this handsome look. If you're someone that liked the look of the MV5-T's bezel-less glass design, but wanted it in an ATX form factor, the Mi8 should definitely be in your consideration. What do you guys think of the 1stPlayer MIKU Mi8? Will you be checking out this casing after this review? Remember to share it to all your friends and family if you find this video to be helpful, and give this video a like if you liked it. That's all from us today, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye bye!